Me not worry, no. Not worry about a thing today, I just one thing on my mind. I tell a friend when they party there, hot girl in the club tonight.
Hello. This is Gloria Balanle. This is Galore. This is Galore Talks. Galore Talks, baby. Listen, I am so excited to be hosting this podcast. I'm so excited for you all to be tuning in because honestly, we're going to have a blast. Something that's done every week. Listen, where we can explore, where we could, it's quarantine time, everybody's home, everybody's drinking, as in not drinking, but like, you know what I mean? Like tea, water. Everybody's eating. I don't know about you guys, but I've definitely put on a few pounds. I've definitely put on weight. It's all over my cheeks. I can see my body. I've weighed myself and I've gone. And I just feel like when they let us out on this lockdown period, people will not even be used to working. People will not even be like, they'll think, wow, like, I really transformed, because that's how I feel. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like I've transformed. But I don't know, like, hit me up, guys. Like, are you guys all going to the gym? What are you doing in this period to keep yourself sane? What are you doing in this period to keep yourself motivated and active? Because it's very, very easy to like kind of rest a bit too much. It's so easy to procrastinate. It's so easy to put ideas and things behind your mind, but at the back of your mind. But it's very important to remember in this quarantine period to rest up, of course, but have your time to plan, to strategize, to be great as well. Do you know what I mean? Like, and I genuinely believe that this period is great because it's okay, not great, don't get me wrong. It's not great, but it's a great time to develop new skills, new ideas, to strategize, because when you're working 9 to 5 or you're in education and stuff, you don't really have that time. But anyway, enough about quarantine. I'm sure that, we're all having an amazing quarantine period about being at home. And for those who have lost loved ones, dear ones, family, friends, honestly, like, stay strong in this period. I pray for healing. I hope you guys are good. Like, it's not an easy time. As much as it's great to develop oneself, it's not an easy time to cope with losing a loved one. So I've lost quite a few people, even within the first week of this COVID. We're pushing through, and honestly, may our prayers be with us all.
Me not worry, no. Not worry about a thing today, I just one thing on my mind. I tell a friend when they party there, hot girl in the club tonight.
Like, I'm just going to go straight into it, as this is my first podcast, so I just want to talk about what I'm doing, talk about why I've started this, talk about who I am, because it's good to know the person behind the screen and behind the audio, right? So first of all, I'll start with the name, Galore Talks. My name is Gloria, and Gloria and Galore, it's just beautiful. And Galore means plenty. Galore means a lot, and I really feel like this fits perfectly with this podcast because because I am plenty, I am a lot, I speak a lot, and it means abundance as well. So abundance is, you know, something that's great, something that's favored for, you know. So that's galore, and obviously talks is because I'm talking, and I'll get into obviously, you know, what exactly will be taking place in this podcast, but that's the name of this podcast, and through this I do everything women. So I like to I am passionate about women. I'm very, very passionate about women. I'm passionate about the perception of women in society. I'm passionate about how women feel, how women are treated, how women are how women just perceive themselves, because how they, you know, if you actually think about it with psychologically, wow, English, psychologically, if you look at it as well, like perception has a lot, like society perception has a lot to do with inner perception. It has a lot to do with self-perception, and I believe that you know, when we look at stuff like body image, and when we look at stuff like just image in general, appearance, and so from features to such as hair and makeup, and to body shaping and stuff like that, we can see how it's evolved and changed over the periods of time. And all of these things is the stuff that we obviously see on the media and see on magazine and see on social media, which inspires and influences, so somehow in a good way, where it's like, okay, we're keeping up to date with trends, keeping up to date with, you know, new looks, new style, but it can also influence and affect, also impact in a negative way, women's minds. And I like to know, like, you know, just explore these things. I also like to explore like how music has an effect, and how like women are sexualized as well in music videos, and just all of these things. Obviously most of these topics are controversial, but that's fine. Hey, what we are going to do on this podcast is we're going to be calling up different people and accepting calls to explore this, because it's what's the point? What's the point of having a podcast, having a talk show, and it's just opinionated? It's nice to have a different people call in. It's nice to have different ideas being presented, and we're also going to be doing like stuff like challenges, and we're going to be you know, doing great stuff. What other stuff we're going to do? Have live chats, interviews. Yes, we're gonna have interviews, baby. Listen, you know, and I listen, we can do stuff like, if you guys want to, you know about a specific person, a specific topic, and in a particular person is needed for that, listen, I'll bring them on. But it does take work together part where you guys as an audience can like support us by hashtagging and @ing people and stuff who you want to see, and trust me, we will get them. We will find them and bring them on, and it will be amazing. It'll be absolutely amazing. So yeah, that's what it's all about. So it's not limited to just opinions, but from myself, but also widen to the opinions of the public. So a bit of background about me. I am 23. My birthday was on the 13th of April. Whoop, whoop, whoop. So this week, and it's been absolutely amazing. I've been wanting to do speaking, podcast, some sort of talk show for a while now, and I've learned in this quarantine to capitalize on opportunities. And I am a creative, so I do hair, I do makeup. Oh wait, I want to do makeup, but I do hair. So I create wigs and stuff like that for women. I make wigs, I customize wigs, I style wigs, sew-ins, etc. I color hair, customize color, and I've always known I'm a creative, because I've always known I'm good with my hands, in terms of using it for beauty purposes and using it to cook and stuff like that. I always known I'm good with my hands, but I literally just fell into education because I just felt like it was the best way. I felt like it was the best way in, really. I felt like it was safe. I felt like it was an easy way out, so an easy escape from the things that I'm called to do. And I originally did health studies. So in 2013, I went to university. 2013? Excuse me. I'm not that old. I'm just 23. I'm not awkward. I mean, I'm not old. Like, I'm young. And I started uni in 2015. And actually, this maths is clearly not making sense. This is what I'm telling you. I'm not good at education, and I'm getting to that. And I did health studies in my first year, and then I didn't do well. I actually failed it. So I told a lot of people that I didn't get the grades needed, and I wanted to change my course. I didn't like it, but I actually failed health studies. This is my truth, yeah. And eventually I changed my course. I now decided to do psychology and early childhood studies. And I did that for 3 years. And it was a tough journey. I didn't like university. I liked it for the first year during health studies, but it began to get very toxic for me. It began to take over my mental health. It began to change me, influence me. I just didn't like it. I went to the University of Canterbury. And I just knew that I didn't want to go to uni, and if anything, I could have taken a break straight after college and stuff. But, you know, being from a background that's African, shout out to all my Africans who told their parents that they don't want to go to university. You don't want to go where? To university. You won't even be able to say that out of your mouth. You won't even be able to complete the sentence, I don't want to go to university. And it's tough because obviously it's a cultural barrier, isn't it? It's a cultural difference where one feels like, one kind of feels like, oh, I have to go because my parents has told me to go. And the parents are saying that only successful people go to university, doctors, lawyers, enforcing positions and roles and jobs. I've always known that I was kind of forced into the career, not forced, but I was directed by my family, parents, into the career of nursing, into health and stuff. And that was something that began to become my identity, where I was like, okay, I want to be a nurse. But deep down, I knew I don't want to be a nurse. I do not want to be a nurse. But again, I could not face my African parents in the face and say I don't want to be a nurse. So I tried to get into nursing, and it flopped. It failed. So I thought health studies, but health studies, I was thinking that's not going to help me get into to nursing. Like, they said, no, it's not going to work. But I'm so glad I didn't get into it. I'm so glad I changed my course, because obviously even with psychology and early childhood that I studied, it's benefiting me now. Psychology, you know, being able to understand the mind more and stuff. But I didn't get a grad role in it and stuff. And I've just realized that I'm a creative, and that's absolutely fine. So platforms like this, hashtag urban capital, oh, come on. Platforms like this is beneficial. And I always want people to explore their talents, explore their gifts, explore what you're called to do, because you're going to come back to it anyway. You can run around and round in circles, but it's almost like your purpose, it's almost like your gifts, your talent haunts you. It's like it haunts you. Okay, we ain't trying to get haunted by the things we're called to do. Do you understand? So this is why, obviously, like, what I like to do, I like to inspire anyway. It's not limited to women, but because I have a passion for women, I said, why not? Let me just dedicate to them. So today, what you expect, what you're going to see on this podcast is, I hope you guys like my story, by the way. Let me know if, you know, that you have a similar story. You've been through the same thing I've been through in terms of my African parents. I know Asian parents are quite similar as well, Caribbean parents as well. Let me know. It'll be nice to, like, you know, catch up, and it'll be nice to talk and interact and know that I'm not the only one that may have, you know, struggled with this. And I know a lot of people have struggled. So it'll be nice to, you know, be open, and that's our truth. Let's just open, let's just own it and stuff. And, you know, yeah. So anyway, what to expect on this podcast is someone to come on to basically speak about her truth as well growing up. And this is a wonderful person. Also, I'll introduce her when it's time. She actually has the same name as me, Gloria. So she is absolutely amazing, and I'm definitely going to bring her on, and she'll be able to speak about what she's been through growing up in an African household as well, and some of the things that she's done and how she was able to get out of it and pursue her dreams. She's absolutely phenomenal, and I can't wait to bring her on. But in the meantime, we're going to go for a nice short break, and on this break, we're going to play some nice music. We're going to give you some information on where to follow us on social. So please feel free to follow us. Feel free to listen. We plug in, tune in. It's quarantine period anyway. You need stuff to listen to. You know, need stuff to raise you up, to remind you to, you know, bands. There's going to be bands. It's going to be so much fun. So yeah, I'm going to go on a mini break. See you soon.
Me no worry, me no worry, no, no, no. Nah worry about a thing today, I just one thing on my mind. I tell a friend when they party there, hot gal in the club tonight.
Hey guys, I'm back. I'm back, and I'm better. Woo, woo. I'm back, and I'm better. Woo, woo. I'm back. Ooh, I'm better. Anyway, guys. So just to also keep you guys tuned in as well, which you probably know or if you don't know about. Obviously, Mondays we'll be having a podcast as well. Wednesday will be my podcast with women. On Friday it will be me and Jeree. We will be doing a podcast as well together, and Sunday there's a podcast. So throughout this week, you're filled with so much content, and we really do want you guys to tune in and share, like have laughter. You know, it's going to be really, really fun. So yeah, honestly, guys, this is great. It's great being able to connect with you guys. It's great being able to speak and have fun and stuff. So yeah. So, time, before you know it, you know, we're doing this, getting into that. I'm actually going to bring on an amazing person. As I said, her name goes by Gloria, and I wanted to bring her on because I really feel like her story is amazing. I really feel like she has a lot to share, a lot of wisdom, and yeah, it's just amazing to see a Black young woman fulfill her dreams, step out and stuff. I'm all about these things. So I'm going to bring her on, and she's going to share tips, experiences, what she does, how to get out of certain places, how to see yourself better, in a better way, in a better image. We're going to be speaking about a lot. So honestly, guys, tune in. In the meantime, I'm going to allow you guys to get your teas, your biscuits and whatnot as she joins us in a few seconds. I don't know if we're going to do a countdown or whatever, maybe a drum roll, I don't know. But honestly, guys, it's going to be amazing. And I honestly, this is actually what my channel is about, speaking with other women, because I don't want to just speak as a woman and come from a singular perspective. I want to speak as a woman who knows what they are talking about. That's why on this show, I'm going to bring, amen, one day. On this podcast, I'm going to bring people that know about sexual health, people that know about sex, people that know about body image, people that know about mindset, people that are doctors, people that literally, people that are breaking it, that are breaking the barriers down, where there's been ceilings, where there's been heights, bringing it down. So yeah, it's really, really nice, because I just feel like there's something about just having one perspective, but when you have multiple perspectives, you're able to gather knowledge, you're able to understand, you're able to empower, you're able to think, you know, have a better perspective, and that's what it's all about. End of the day, we can have bands, we can have all of these things, but at the same time, it's about perspectives, about learning. So we're going to bring on the amazing Gloria. So guys, get your tea and biscuit. In 30 seconds, you better be back. Bye. So obviously, you know how I told you with someone amazing, right? And she goes by even my name, Gloria.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So excited to have her on the podcast tour. I'm so grateful to have her on, because honestly, guys, when I speak about women, people who are inspirational, people who are ethnic minorities that are stepping out and breaking chains, she is definitely one of them. And it's an honor to invite her into the first podcast. I have someone with my name on the
Yes,
first
happy to be here.
And we welcome Gloria. Hello, girl.
Hey, how are you all?
We are good. Please tell everyone what you do.
So, my name is Gloria, and I'm a hairstylist. So I'm a hairstylist full time, but I do quite a few things. But hair is my main thing that I do. Mm-hmm. I've been self-employed now for the past 2 years, and yeah, I'm loving the process. I'm learning with all that I'm doing. I also do music as well. So I got into the industry, songwriting and doing backing vocals. And this year I'll be doing a lot more of my own stuff, creating a lot more of my own music, and I can't wait to share it all.
Wow, amazing! So you do hair full time and you do music part time, right?
Yes.
That's phenomenal. So basically, I was speaking to everyone about how it is being from an African background, breaking out of the norms, from being a doctor and a pharmacist and an accountant and a lawyer.
Oh gosh, even me myself, I remember before I got into hair properly.
Yeah.
You know, coming from an African background, they don't see hair as something. It's like, well, that's not an academic thing,
right.
But then I feel like the more I've gotten into hair and with qualifications I've gotten in hair, I've realised that it's on the surface, it might seem like that, but there's so much that goes into hair and knowing exactly what you're doing, especially when you're working with things like chemicals. But for me personally, I feel like it wasn't until it's not until I started my own business, I started winning awards for hair and doing things of gravity with hair that my parents started to kind of, respect it, see where I was going with it, and seeing that it wasn't just, I'm not just trying to do hair. I was, I'm trying to do something, groundbreaking within the Afro hair and beauty world as well.
Yeah. So
it's just getting them to kind of see my vision and where I'm taking it.
Yeah, definitely. So would you say that you're now at a stage where it's so has your parents always been supportive? And do you feel like you're at a stage right now where you can say, okay, cool, I can pursue my dreams. I don't need to be an accountant or a lawyer or a doctor.
Yeah, so for me, when I started uni, I actually started doing sociology and English literature, which my parents were happy with.
Oh, so
I wasn't happy doing those courses. And I remember, for me, I even transferred unis behind my parents' back. So I transferred to London College of Fashion, where I studied hair and makeup for fashion combined with fashion theory. And even when I had graduated, my dad would still kind of be like, but it's not a real degree. And I'm like, of course it's a real degree. I've graduated in it.
Wow.
So it's a degree.
That's actually interesting. We're going to go back to that point. But yeah, continue.
And then, it wasn't until I started doing groundbreaking things, things of when I started getting recognized on a kind of global scale with hair, that's when it's okay, it's something serious now. But I think as well, because it brings money as well, I've been given a lot of good opportunities doing hair as well. So they're seeing it as well. So now they respect it a lot more. Now I know that, okay, they know I'm doing hair. This is what I'm doing. Now they're a lot more supportive in me growing my business because they're seeing the bigger picture because, every job is a job. Every job is instrumental to society. So we need hairdressers, we need people in the beauty industry because, you know, they are lucrative businesses. And especially with the Afro hair world, I feel like, you know, Black women are expecting a lot more of their hairstylists. So a lot more hairstylists are getting qualified. A lot more people are starting to, you know, they're trying to be trailblazers in the industry. And I'm here for it. And I love it because we're getting a lot more respect.
Yeah. That's true. It's true because obviously if you look at how it was before, like to be able to like hairstylists and stuff to be able to step out and do such course. Now it's like everyone's on it. Like everyone's on because everyone's understanding that. Do you know?
And
what?
you know what? It's like that in America, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, amazing. That's actually amazing. So my next question is that, like, obviously you said that you're an artist as well. Guys, when I told you she's got an amazing voice, amazing. Anyway, we're going to talk about where we can find your information, your music and stuff like that. But I just wanted to ask, like, so another thing that's a major thing in my, you know, in this podcast is that I like to look at stuff like body image, and I like to look at stuff that, appearance, because you know that's a big thing nowadays where it's like,
oh gosh,
there's been a rise in everybody wanting the same thing. I'm sure the trips to Turkey and back has been increased on another
and
level.
you know what? It's crazy because even me myself, I can say there was a point in my life where I had a problem with body image, and you know, I feel like now it's like people kind of just care just about their aesthetics and they're forgetting about their health sides of looking good and looking good on the inside as well as looking good on the outside.
I was actually going to ask you, like, do you support it? Because, you know, sometimes I speak on these things, it's not that I find it negative, I'm just like, sometimes you just don't know who has it. So it's like, I'm just like, do you support this thing? And do you feel like it's something, because like I said, in the music industry, the industry that you're in as well, women are very much...
There's a pressure to look a certain way.
Yeah.
So like, I find, especially Black women in the music industry, we're hypersexualized a lot anyway. We have a body type that is hypersexualized, especially if you have that body naturally. So like, even for me, I remember one big thing that kind of held me back from doing music in the first place is, like, I used to be quite big. So I used to be a size 18. And I'm a big advocate for go to the gym because I did it and it worked. And it worked for me. And, you know, I learned a lot more about, you know, the health side of gymming. And I think once I kind of got my head around, you know, nutrition, being healthy, the aesthetics kind of was a secondary thought. So now I'm not thinking of the looks. I'm thinking, okay, I'm working out because I want to be stronger. I want to be able to carry my own body weight. I want to be able to run up the stairs and not be out of breath. It was more for health. It became more health reason rather than I want to look good.
Yes.
And I want my mind to be healthy.
Yeah.
But it's doable. Like, all these young, especially ladies that are doing surgery before they've had kids, the woman's body changes so much. Like, we have so many hormones. Like, you know, our body fluctuates, you know, due to, you know, periods and being on the pill. Like, just, you know, we're a whole bunch of hormones and our bodies are women's bodies are constantly changing, even more so than men. So it's like, you know, if you are going to do surgery, at least, you know, wait till you've had kids because there are so many complications, because you have to remember there's so in your stomach. Like, where it should stretch, it's now been restricted or stretching. So, you know, there's complications that can arise further down the line.
So have you ever felt like, you know, with surgery, because obviously for me personally, like growing up, obviously surgery wasn't a thing for me, but out of the blue, it's a thing. And we see that through like society, there's been like a shift. So,
but you know what? I will tell you where that started. So from doing hair, so I went to the hair industry when I was 15. And I remember when I was 16, I did Fashion Week in Paris. And I noticed that in Paris, a lot of the Black women had plastic surgery, and it made them a lot more desirable to white men, because it's like, if you have plastic surgery, they associate that with being affluent and with being rich. And I've noticed that amongst Black people in you know, when we go further into other European countries. So I noticed it a lot in like Sweden, Switzerland, and France. A lot of Black women out there, they all have plastic surgery. So they'd have fake boobs, lip fillers, nose jobs. And it's like people associated that with richness. And of course it comes with, you know, even if you're dark skinned, as long as you have European-esque features, then you're seen as desirable to the masses. Where it's like, you don't need to do all of that to be desirable. And I feel like that culture, especially the social influencer culture, a lot of them are black girls from other European countries, and I feel like that's kind of crept into London, and now people feel like they almost have to be like this fantasy.
Yeah, but that's where it gets interesting though, because you just mentioned that you don't have to do all of these things. So what about the girls who, for example, me growing up, like I always sometimes hear, Gloria, you don't have to do this. But I'm like, but this is what's desirable to men. You know, I'm going to be real, because I see it as sometimes it's like, I see it as if you're getting plastic surgery, this is just my personal opinion. I don't know if I want to be controversial, but I don't really believe that people are doing it for themselves, because
no, and that's the truth. And I feel like whenever you do anything to your outside appearance, because people can't see you internally, they can only see you on the outside.
Right.
There is a level of insecurity there. There is a level of, seeking validation from other people. Mm-hmm. And I feel like until you're at peace with yourself, when you're truly at peace with yourself, you won't seek validation from people. And even me, I feel like as I've grown, I've gotten a lot closer to God, and I've gotten a lot stronger on my walk. And I've realized that, when you're doing that, you're now idolizing humans, and God doesn't want us to do that. Right. I feel like as long as once I got stronger in the scripture and my relationship with God, I was just at peace. That I just kind of stopped caring about what other people thought. And I think it took for like my cousin to I was very close with my cousin. It took for her to pass away. And I realized that after she was gone, I mean, people kind of stopped checking in. I mean, 2 weeks had passed. People kind of stopped checking in with me. And the only thing that you can leave behind is who you are. People forget about, if you were big, if you were skinny, you're gone now. So all we have to remember is who you were as a person. And it's so important.
Remember how big someone's bum was. You won't
even remember at that point, because they're gone. And I feel like, I'm telling you, once you're at peace, and once you realise that once life is done, it's so complete, it's so absolute, there's nothing else. Once you get into grasp of that, you'll stop caring about what people think, and you'll stop caring about seeking validation from other people. I mean, we're made in so many different shapes and sizes. No two people are the same. Even me and my sister, there's certain genetics that I've taken from maybe my dad's side of the family, and maybe she's taken more from my mum's side of the family, but we're still human. We still stand for something. We stand for something beyond our looks, because looks fade. At the end of the day, you're going to get old, you're going to get wrinkles, you're going to get age spots, some hyperpigmentation as you age. These are all natural things that happen. And I feel like because we want to be so perfect, when God has already made us perfect, but we're striving for this kind of superficial perfection, we've lost sight of ourselves as humans. Like, we don't need to do all of that.
That's really interesting, because I was gonna, speaking about like God, or talk about your faith, how that inspired.
That's inspired a lot,
Yeah. So I was gonna ask, like, where do you kind of draw the line? Because obviously you're, again, like I said, you're in the music industry, and in the music industry, a specific body is seen as this is what's needed, and it's like, what do you say to those people? Like, what's your advice, and what do you say to those people who are like, I don't want to change my body, and I want to be a model, I want to be an artist, but I don't want to change my body? How do you deal with that?
And you know what? That's
at one point.
Do you know what? I can even say for myself, I remember, like, for me, my weight was something that stopped me from doing music, which was silly, because it doesn't matter. Because I kind of noticed how, like, if you're someone bigger in the industry, you're not seen. But I'm so happy that, we have, the likes of people like Lizzo that are very body positive. And they kind of showed that, your talent can take you places. Because if we look at, music back then, your size didn't even matter. Like, we had women like, we had curvier women like, Etta James, Aretha Franklin, who were slightly on the larger side, Gloria Gaynor as well. But it was about their voice.
Yeah.
No one cared so much about what they looked. It was about that. And I'm liking that as a society, we're kind of even more into that. Like, I feel, especially in the time of lockdown, I felt a big shift that, people want more credibility. People want integrity to their music. We want someone that has a message to say, someone that is actually talented. Because there's a lot of people that are on the top And let's face it, yes, they're nice to look at, but they're not very talented, and that's not what music is. You know, we want the song to tell a story. We want the song to take us somewhere, not just a trend, because trends are not everlasting. They're here, and they're here one day, they're gone again. They resurface, they die, they come to life again. You know, people want a lot more substance to music now.
Yeah,
is what I'm noticing a lot more in the industry.
Yeah. That's definitely.
And honestly, you have to believe in your source. Like sometimes you might feel like, oh, I might be a niche artist, but I'm telling you, with the growth of social media, I feel like now people love real people, and I've been noticing it now. I feel like we're kind of shifting away from like influencers and everything, and people want real people that actually have something to say, and you know, it's coming from somewhere genuine.
Some people, are you trying to say that some people don't actually have value and substance to what they say? Whether it's influencers.
Yes, I do think that, because I know it's a bit controversial to say, but when we look at you know, social influencer culture, I'm not saying it's totally bad, because there are people that, you know, they're selling something, but I feel like if you're going to have a great platform like that, you should use it. You know, there's that saying, you know, with great power comes great responsibility. You are now responsible to kind of influence something beyond just looking good. And, you know, and just showcase obscene luxury, especially now that we're in lockdown. There's no reason for it unless you've got like an actual purpose and there's substance to it. It's not going to run anymore. Like I can feel that shift, and I'm happy that we have that shift, because, you know, I would call someone like Patricia Bright an influencer, because it's beyond just looking nice. It's about having confidence in yourself. It's about having goals, dreams, and aspiring to be something greater than just, you know, your image.
Yeah, that's very interesting. I really feel like, you know, I feel like your mindset, because I always say that mindset is what will get you far. Mindset is the one that sets that foundation, because other than that, because when your mindset is shaken, that can influence where you're going to go to get your body done. That can influence how you treat other people, how you treat yourself. So I can definitely say, like, even I'm sure everyone listening in will be able to be like, yeah, this person, the mindset alone, because I believe that, you know, even when you take it to stuff like riches, for example, people say you have to be rich in your mind first before you see it manifest into reality. And I really feel like
and it's very, very true.
Yeah. And I feel like you definitely have that, and it sets a nice pace. And I definitely believe it, that I definitely agree with that shift, where it's like real people. We need to really relatable people. We need people that they might not fit this image, but they're rocking whatever they're doing well. And I think that
yes, and you know what, and that's why I really, like, I came across a video. Like, I don't really follow like influencers and anything. And like, no offense to them or anything, but it's just I'm so bad with like Instagram culture.
Yeah.
I think I'm a bit of a grandma. But no, I came across a video, and I was very, very, very inspired. And I love that she was just like, you know what, so there's a girl, Renee, she did her body, and I love that she did a video, and she just basically said, like, you know what, I think I made a mistake here. And I like that she made it a bit more aware to younger girls, because honestly, especially because I do hair, I've seen the rise in cosmetic surgery. Like I have clients that have done it, and they, even when I have one-on-one conversations with them, they tell me the same thing. You know, I had to do it more than once, like one procedure. And a lot of people think that it's just one procedure. Like, you know, I had a client, I think she told me when she got her body done, you know, her skin reacted badly to it, and she had burning, like her skin burned during the process.
Hey.
Yeah, and it happens. Of course, you know, she was compensated and everything, and you know, they've helped fix it, but that was 2 surgeries. It wasn't just one surgery. And these are things that people don't know, and people aren't aware of, and people don't know. And I'm happy that a lot more women are speaking about it, because plastic surgery is a serious thing. Because like, I study cosmetic science, and especially black skin with cosmetic surgery, our skin is a lot more prone to keloids. Yeah. So, you know, our skin heals a little bit faster. It's just scientifically, our skin heals a bit faster. So where the healing time for most surgeries might be like a month, our skin will probably start healing in 2 weeks. So it's completely different. And I think people are not aware of, you know, the science behind what they're doing. Okay, how is my body going to react to this? What procedures am I going to need? And then after the surgery as well, how it heals. You know, people get gangrene in their bum, you know.
Yeah, it's a serious stuff. Somebody was
It's serious stuff.
Something about leaking from the bum. I said, hey.
Yeah, no, it happens. It happens. It can happen. You know what it is? It can happen with things just as small as Botox.
Yeah. It's a serious
You know,
thing.
you're putting foreign things in your body.
Yeah. It is absolutely crazy.
Like, I would never say I'm against it, but I just feel like you have to know what it is that you're putting inside your body.
Obviously, a lot of young people don't know that, and that's the thing. Like what you said about Renee, it's definitely a big rating because.
And I love that she did it because she's a young girl.
Yeah.
A lot of girls do look up to her. Like, whatever your opinions are on anyone, people do look up to her, and people, you know, they've seen what she's done and thought, you know, I want to do it as well. But I love that, you know, she said you can do it if you want to, but here are the cons of it. Yeah. And I love that she was open, she was transparent. She didn't feel no way to, you know, accept her wrongs and accept her flaws. And you know, we're human. We're not perfect. And I think, you know, no one should be berated for making a wrong decision. 100%. Like, I can't say I've made right decisions all my life. Yeah. There's a process to becoming the person that I am even now.
Yeah. And that's the thing. I think that a lot of influencers and, you know, people are out there showing that the pros, because the idea nowadays in life is to look rich, to look great, to look like have the perfect body. And that perfect body is shown on Instagram in a nice dress, but under that dress, there's scars, there's pain that didn't have to happen.
You don't know what's going on underneath, exactly.
Yeah. And I just think that it's definitely true, and that's what I wanted this podcast to be about, to educate people and to even get the message out there that this is what's actually happening to your body. Yes, there's wrong with this, they're showing you this, and yes,
and you have to love yourself, you know.
Yeah. Most definitely.
Because the thing is, you can filter the pictures as much as you want, edit them, but if you're not happy internally, once all of that is said and done and you're with yourself, by yourself, before you go to bed, if you're not truly happy, then what is all of it for? And I think sometimes people seek, you know, they idolize other things, or they seek other things to kind of make. Me too, I'm guilty of that, where, you know, everyone's got their vices where, you know, in order to feel good, I've got to put a whole face of makeup on. But now I'm in my house, I've even noticed the lack of wearing makeup. My skin's even gotten better. The blemishes I was trying to cover up, when I actually just took the time to actually work on my skin. Okay, I've got the skin I want now. And I think sometimes is, don't try to cover things. Let's tackle it. Okay, you're lacking in this area. What is a less superficial way to tackle what you're going through? And sometimes, you know, it might be through counselling or it might be through religion, but there's always a higher purpose to. To you as a person.
Right. Amazing. Guys, you can see we have the wonderful Gloria. I'm telling you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Being biased and controversial, but I feel like Glorias are so intelligent. I feel like Glorias are smart.
Thank you.
And I honestly, I'm so
yes, glorious to the world.
I'm so thankful for you coming to explain and express.
Thank you for having me, sis. I appreciate it.
Yeah, honestly, it was even like a last minute call, and I was like, this person will be perfect because we've had you.
Oh, you know me already. Anything to empower my women, I'm happy. Yeah. Especially Black women. Yeah. I'm so happy to empower my people.
Yeah, 100%. Because, you know, sometimes you can have these conversations, but you know that there's more depth. And we've spoken about certain things before. Like, she's actually done my hair, guys. So what I will do is
oh my God, and Gloria has inspired me so much as well, especially with my self-confidence. I love speaking to Gloria because every time I speak to her, she makes me strong. She makes me stronger in Christ. Like, sometimes when I'm worrying about something, she's just like, but you know what, this is what I'm going through. And I love having friends in Christ because she's spoken to me about her journey. And, you know, everyone's journey is different, and I'm happy that she's taking things from me that have inspired me, and I've taken things from her that has also inspired me, and you know, we've grown from there.
Exactly, because what it is that we have conversations, and it kind of just it lingers for more. You want more because you know there's more depth. And I think that we don't actually go in depth, but I love the fact that we went in depth in this podcast. And honestly,
yes,
it's grateful and amazing to have you. You're gonna come on again. I'm come on, and please share your share your socials and share what you do again, so people can reach you when they can.
So I am a hairstylist. My hair page is at the Glow Up XOXO, and my personal page, my music page that has everything about me, is I Am Gloria Mosu.
Right. So I'm gonna put all of that on socials. I will share it. I'll put it on the podcast. So
Thank you
so much. Like, that's everything done.
Thank you for having me.
No worries. Have a great evening. Love you loads.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
So I don't know about you guys, but that has definitely encouraged me. Like, I've and I hope has encouraged a lot of people who are listening, because I try to touch upon like most of the things that, like, general stuff that I'll be speaking about. So yeah, body image, the music industry, loving yourself, happiness, all of these things, and education and stuff like that. But I really hope that Gloria, so weird saying my name, but the person I had on, Gloria, was able to share her experience and was able to put out her perspective. And I really hope that, yeah, it's, you know, it's educated and has helped a person or two. That would be enough. But yeah, please let me know what you guys think. At us on Twitter, follow us on Instagram. We put most of us up on Instagram, Facebook, Urban Capital UK Podcast. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. And until next time, Friday, we're going to do a whole podcast. It's going to be me and Jeree. We're going to do a podcast on music influence, and we're going to be having two amazing guests to speak about their influence, to speak about their music as well, and stuff like drill. What do you guys actually think? Do you feel like certain music influences you to do bad things? Let me know. As I said, at us, we're here for you guys. Love you loads. This is Galore Talks. Thank you so much. I'm going to play some nice music as it ends. Love you guys. Bye.
Me no worry, no. Nah worry about a thing today, I just one thing on my mind. I tell a friend when they party there, hot gal in the club tonight. Nah worry about a thing today, nah study me, I sing to them.